Need a toilet brush? I've got plenty. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. In the blistering sun of Southern California, just an hour from Palm Springs, lies one of the most strange and mysterious places. It's seriously one of the weirdest beach towns I've ever seen or heard of. It's somewhere between a forgotten dream and a post-apocalyptic art project. In today's video, we're not only going to explore this super creepy yet cool desert town, we're also going to see what it's really like to camp in the widely known Slab City. I mean, is it safe? What's it like? What are the people like? Stay tuned to find out. First up, welcome to Bombay Beach, a crumbling resort town turned open-air gallery of the bizarre. Here, rusted ruins meet eerie sculptures, abandoned estates whisper stories, and every corner feels like a scene from a dystopian fever dream. Once the it destination of the 1950s, Bombay Beach hugs the shores of the Salton Sea, California's largest lake, created by an accident after a catastrophic engineering fail. Back then, it was all yachts, cocktails, and water skiing weekends. Now, the sea is toxic. The fish are gone, and what's left is a sun-bleached skeleton of a town, haunted by the past, but reimagined by artists and wanderers with a wild vision for the weird. So these are the Bombay estates. They're just abandoned homes that you can walk throughout. Ooh, I don't know if I should be walking in here. It sounds like it's gonna fall down on me. This is called Life's Waiting Room. Look at this artwork. It's a face with underwear on. It looks like bloody body bags, and it sounds like body bags. Look, it's like bloody. That's really gross. This is so weird. I'm afraid to step up here. Hey, it could break through at any given time. Look, these are toilet brushes. I swear those are toilet brushes. Whoa. This is gross. Tell me that's not guts. This whole area is like clown creepy. Like insane creepy. I don't know. Not like haunted creepy. Just like, yeah, insane cuckoo creepy. Oh man. I'm still afraid to fall through. Oh wait, here's another bloody bathtub. So that was museum number 2. There's another one over here. Let's see what it beholds. This is like an old camper. I don't know. Again, I'm afraid to walk inside all of these. Ooh, yeah, that floor is caving in. We're not going inside that one. I feel like this art piece is representing all the mutant and dead fish in the Salton Sea. Ooh, this floor is buckling. It's bloody underwear. Like some kind of witchcraft thing. Oh look, Baby Yoda. Oh my God, that scared me. That was a jump scare. This place is so random. I don't even need caffeine today after that. Oh my God. That scared me that scared me more than real haunted houses. Fucking hell. Oh my God. I'm afraid to go in here now. There's a pigeon. A pigeon flew right out this window at me and scared the crap out of me. Oh my God. I'm afraid to go in here now. I come in peace, pigeons. Oh my God, there's more, there's more, there's more. Okay. They fly at your face. Okay. Any more of you in here? Please don't fly at my face. Okay. Okay. Holy shit. I think they all vacated. Don't. Oh. Oh, this is a cool one. This one's called the Buff Monster, but there is Barbie saints inside. Again, each one I walk through, it's like, I don't know what to expect. Expect the unexpected here. Baby, please don't go. Why leave? That's what the roof says. I'm actually astounded at how many of these abandoned estates that you can just walk into. Oh, dang. This is a cool one. This looks like a little kid's hideout. A little kid's clubhouse made of cardboard. Look at these. This is crazy. It's all over here too. This is crazy. That is so trippy. That may be my favorite part so far. I'm walking the orange carpet. I've always wanted to walk the orange carpet. What's a Jurassic peep show? Oh look, that's adorable. You can peep dinosaurs. So we're about done exploring Bombay Estates. We saw all the little museum areas, art museum areas. We have one more left to check out. And then, yeah, we're gonna see what other weird things we can find here at Bombay Beach. Let's go. This is the Natural History Museum. Naturally. Since the beginning of time, humans have pooped. Then we developed a tool to put it in. I'm guessing that's the natural history part of this. This is on the block right down from Bombay Estates, and it says it's called the Bombay Museum. And then there's the giant cubes here, and then there's the futuristic house, which I'm not quite sure which one is that, so we'll have to go take a look around. This looks like something you'd see on MTV's The Challenge. It's locked, but it's legit like a museum. It doesn't say no trespassing. There's like a picnic table up here. Huh. I think it's just a gathering hall. When I was up the steps, I could see the beach right over there, and there is so many weird things on that beach. So that is a spot that we are definitely gonna have to check out.
There's the beach itself, if you can even call it that. You can actually drive right out onto it, tires crunching across dried fish bones and forgotten debris. The air, thick with salt and the smell of rot.
Closer you get to the water, the smell is putrid. It's so bad. It smells like literally a million dead fish and birds and oh God.
It's cool to have a look around because scattered along the shore are remnants of piers, strange sculptures, lone chairs facing the horizon, almost like the desert tried to remember what joy felt like and then gave up halfway. It's not your typical beach day, but it's a place that sticks with you. Weird, wonderful, and quietly apocalyptic.
This is the Bombay Beach Ruins area, and there is tons of odd stuff. The trend continues. There's art installations, there's old furniture, there's telephone booths, and there's this front porch view of the Salton Sea.
so many weird things here. I don't even know where to start. As far as the eye can see, there's just eclectic things. There's signs. There's a door. Oh, that's cool. Let's go. Let's go look around. And here we have the Free Love telephone booth. The satellite dish is a heart. And this one is called the open house. It's a doorway. It just goes right to the sea. There's a piano. Well, this is perfect if you want to have a romantic dinner. Color me impressed. Like with the sunset right now, it looks absolutely amazing. I would totally have a picnic here. And there's a rubber horse to swing on. Like I said, never know what to expect here. Okay, so I finally put my finger on what this area, this place reminds me of. It gives me Mad Max vibes. Like very Mad Max vibes. Like just random shit in the desert. Like don't tell me that doesn't look like it's straight from Mad Max. It's made out of like an old filing cabinet. Tail of a plane. Looks like a bus steering wheel. It's pretty cool. As we were driving through town, we passed the fish airplane. It was actually pretty impressive. That thing is so cool looking. Passing so many random things. This is the Bombay Beach Drive-In. Clearly not operable anymore, but look at all these old cars. This is the Polaroid Museum, and apparently it features a bunch of vintage adult type Polaroids. Stephanie is delighted to introduce you to some of the best contemporary instant photography in the world. All right, well, how do I go in and look? It looks like a house. Well, that's locked. That's creepy. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. It just looks like someone got axed in there. How do I get inside? All right, well, Stephanie Schneider, I don't know what happened to this, but it doesn't seem to be a thing anymore. But it sounded like it was once a really cool little museum, so I'm kind of bummed. But yeah, if you're coming here, don't bother going to the Polaroid Museum because you can't go in, and I don't even think it exists anymore. There's like 5 pictures inside. Salton Civilization Archaeological Site. I'm not sure what this is, but we're gonna find out. So weird. So number 1 is a woman giving birth. 2 is a woman dying. 3, a woman kneeling holding onto burnt meteoric stones. Woman resting against burnt meteoric stones. Woman unknown in progress. Woman looking down. All right. This one looks like she's ripping off her boobie. She's like, I don't want it. Oh my God, these are impressive. I don't want to touch it, but I wonder what they're made out of. They look like they're made of clay sculptures. No, stone. Are those stone sculptures? Oh, wow, this girl's like buried. I wonder if she unintentionally got buried. The head of Wolf Kadachevitz Klaben. I know I butchered that name. Very interesting archaeological site. I think that term is used loosely. I
I think it's cool that there's these little barcode scanning things that you can take a picture of and scan all around here. And yeah, you can learn more information about each of these art pieces and all the installations. So that's pretty cool. If you're interested in finding out more information, you can just scan them. Now, just a bit further southeast from Bombay Beach lies Slab City, often called the last free place in America. It's an off-grid, lawless patch of desert where people live in their trailers, RVs, and homemade shelters far from the rules of society. There's no electricity, no running water, no rent, and no real government presence. Slab City sits on the remains of an old military base, and the concrete slabs are all that's left of the barracks. Hence where it got its name, Slab City. Over time, it's become a haven for wanderers, nomads, and those looking to disappear and live more simply, more free, away from society. Many people have a bad impression of Slab City. I've gotten negative comments regarding it so many times, like this one saying they got hills have eyes vibes and were afraid to get out of their car, or this one saying watch out for the locals. This one, oof, be careful of Slab City, or this one that says Slab Cityans let you just roll up like that. I mean, there's so many, I lost count. But perhaps my favorite is this person sarcastically daring me to stay the night in Slab City, not knowing that I actually have camped there twice. I'm sure just like any place, it has potential for negative experiences, but I went in with an open mind and with friends, and I'm so glad I did. I became enamored with this place ever since seeing the movie Into the Wild, and I'm pretty sure that movie was in fact the catalyst that led me to eventually living in my truck camper full-time, which for those of you who don't know, I've been living full-time in my truck camper traveling the country for the past 3.5 years. In fact, I became so enamored with it that Slab City was the very first place I ever visited in the entire state of California. Like I said, I've actually camped there twice, and I'm gonna begin with the second experience because I have more footage of that time to share with you. The short story is we were road tripping the Southwest with our good friends in a renovated bus. We started in LA and decided to make Slab City our first night's camp. Our friends had never been, and we were excited to share it with them. We got in late and pretty much just set up camp, ate, and went to sleep. But the next morning, we met our super kind neighbor, Raven, who showed us around his home and gave us stellar insight into what life is like living in this super unique place. Take a look.
We're in the middle of the fucking desert, and it rained on us.
I know, because we jinxed it.
Fuck us, dude.
What are we about to do here, Doug?
We're gonna go visit Raven, who was the nice fellow that told us we were trying to camp in the middle of a road last night. He's like, hey, don't camp on that road. Camp by my place. It's nice and safe, and you don't have to worry about nothing because I'm right there.
Guys, it's warm.
He's come over and talk to us. Seems like a nice guy, and offered to give us a tour of his house. So we're gonna go get a tour of his house and give him some brews for thanks. He built it all himself over the last 8 months. It's all off the grid, built by himself.
This is what is called a 3-step kitchen from the website. And that means that within 3 steps is everything I need to do my cooking. Out here we use ice for cooling, so I've got 2 very good coolers over here, and my perishable food goes in them. I've got my bedroom over here, which has a hard ceiling so that the rain doesn't bother me.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, as you can see, everything else is cloth.
For the rain that happens 3 times a year.
It's like a yurt. This is awesome.
So that I can raise and lower my walls. That way it controls the shade and the wind flows. There's a guy, Ernie, who comes in once a month. He runs an orphanage and a soup kitchen. And he comes in with his big truck and another guy with a trailer.
With all the
and
good
they bring
stuff.
in all kinds of furniture and whatnot, and they raffle it off. And I have my radio. And there's a super, I got from Solar Mike, a high output solar panel on my roof here that goes through that inverter and charges that deep cycle battery.
Nice.
Oh, that's something we got.
I was gonna say we got something similar on the bus.
And that gives me all the power I need for lights at night and stereo and running my laptop, watching movies.
Today?
This is Slab Radio. This is 2 sites over is Art, and he runs Slab Radio at 107
This
FM.
sounds
Being so accommodating.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. I'll have that with lunch.
Alright, well, we'll be in touch with you.
Alright, have a good one. See ya.
Now for our first and super wild camping experience in Slab City. Oh boy, I don't even know where to begin. So I brought my husband Doug in here to help tell the story because he was here with me along with our good friend Nathan, who's not here to help tell the story.
Roly poly bagoli.
Yes, roly poly bagoli. Love you, Nate. And we dragged him into this because like my friend had never seen Into the Wild, had never read the book, had no idea what this place was.
He had no idea what he was getting into.
No idea.
At all. We just drug him along.
Get him along.
He doesn't know where he was going.
He's a very, I mean, he loves nature, don't get me wrong, he does love nature, but he also loves the city and loves his creature comforts and all that. But he knew we were going across country and we were camping along the way. So the camping portion was no surprise to him.
Yeah, he knew we were going to camp. He just didn't know it was going to be in the Last Lawless City in America.
Exactly. So with that context, I mean, to be fair, I didn't even know what to expect for real either. All I knew is what I saw on Into the Wild, which obviously does kind of glamorize it a bit. It makes it seem like it's this like free-spirited, fun place, which it can be, and it is, but there's a whole bunch of sides to it.
It was also set there like
Years before.
35, 40 years ago.
Yes, exactly. But anyways, so I'm not even quite sure what to expect, but I am so excited. I'm like stoked for this because this place, yeah, I had been wanting to go. I had been wanting to live the life that I had saw in Into the Wild for a long time. The life of a rubber champ. Yes, I know. And now we do live as rubber champs. But anyways, I remember it was like, I don't know, it was late afternoon / early evening when we rolled in.
We got in probably like an hour and a half before sunset. We rolled up, we saw that dude as soon as we got there.
On his bicycle?
On his bicycle, he said hi to us. He kind of pointed us in a good direction to camp. So we camped where he suggested because
nice?
He was a local, and then he warned us that make sure we get a big stick for the night. And I was like, big stick?
What?
Why do I need a big stick? He's like, because all the wild dogs will come around and mess with you, try and get food from you, and a lot of them are aggressive, so make sure you have a big stick to wave at them, scare them away.
And I was just like, oh, great. And we did see a lot of dogs running around, and a ton. And I was like, oh, okay. They obviously they were wild, they're feral, so we didn't know if they had their shots and stuff. So to me, that was more terrifying than coyotes because coyotes usually just stay away from you. so I indeed got a big stick, and that stick would stay with me throughout the night. But this guy was really nice and welcoming, and he showed us to a lovely spot. We set up our tent. We started our own little campfire. We cooked dinner. I don't remember, probably hot dogs or ramen or some simple shit. And eventually that same dude, it was the same dude, right, that invited us over?
Yeah, he told us about a party going on tonight. I can't remember the guy's name.
Solar Mike.
No, it was the radio guy.
There's Radio Art, I think, and Solar Mike. His name is Mike. I don't know. It was either the radio guy there or the solar guy.
The guy that has the pirate radio station in Slab City is the one that had the party.
I think his name's Art. But anyways.
I don't remember.
He told us what to look for. It was an Airstream, right?
It was a big Airstream, but then it had the big antenna for the radio station right outside of it.
And it wasn't terribly far from us. Should we hold for audio?
If you want to.
Anyways, it wasn't terribly far from us. We could see his site with the antenna sticking up. So, after finishing our fire, I feel like we worked up the courage because we're like, what do we say? Do we just come over and be like, hey, we were invited over here? So I got my wine. My friend had a bottle of alcohol, and we, with our alcohol, kind of walked over, and we appeared behind these bushes. And there was like a tiki. I remember there was like a tiki bar set up.
Yeah, there was a tiki bar there.
Yeah.
Someone was manning the tiki bar.
I mean, it was a whole setup. There was like lights strung everywhere, a giant campfire, a tiki bar, his Airstream, and it was indeed a party. We kind of just walked through the bushes and arrived at this party. And at first, people kind of just turned, and I remember like looking at us, and I was just like, hi. And eventually, slowly, people started coming up to us and talking to us and like asking our story, why we are here, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I remember it was a slow process, but eventually they like completely welcomed us and then asked us to join their drum circle, pretty much. It was a drum circle.
Yeah, well, there's people playing guitars and drums and like maracas, but we were right beside the drum guy. Definitely took way too much acid that night. Now,
for pretext, for context, I should say, not everyone was on drugs. Like, I feel like so many of those old guys, they were really like, I mean, maybe they were, but you couldn't tell. They were chill, they were talking to us, like telling us their story. But then there was some younger kids, not quite sure what they're on, but they were leaving us alone. But I'll never forget that guy that sat right next to me. He had like a long beard, he had glasses, and I remember he had like no shoes on. And I mean, we're in the desert, I had sandals on, and it was fun. Okay, like, let me say, we were having a fun time talking, drinking, and then he kept asking me to try my wine, and I was like, okay, sure. So he kept chugging my wine, we're, you know, getting along, and all of a sudden he's like, do you want to play my drum? And I was like, oh, sure, yeah, I'll play the drum. I don't know how to play the drum, but I will try. So it's like one of those, like, I don't know my instruments. I forget what it was called, like a bongo drum. It sits between your feet, you hold your feet, and then you like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it had these like metal like feet on it, so it could stand up. And I'm playing, and I'm trying not to play loudly because a lot of these people are talented musicians, and it sounded good, right? And
yeah, most of the time it sounded good.
yeah, and like some of them are playing original songs, so I'm like, I don't want to mess this up, so I'm playing lightly because like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't got rhythm with the drum. And all of a sudden he reaches over to me and goes, you gotta play louder, you can't hear that. And he starts going like this and slamming his hands. He's reaching across, going like this on the bongo on my drum, and it's digging into my bare feet. The metal feet are digging into my bare feet, and I'm like, ah, and I'm going like this. And then like you could tell the rest of the musicians were getting annoyed by his antics because he was indeed messing it up.
Yeah,
like,
he got yelled at a few times.
he got yelled at, yeah. So yes, there was some very interesting characters there, but they're awesome. Like, it was so cool to see the dynamic and how many different types of people there were there. Because there was some people that, like Raven, from the second experience that I just shared with you, you heard a bit of his story. He is down on his luck and just came out there because that was kind of one of his only options, and yeah, he could live out there.
Yeah, Raven was a school teacher.
He was a school teacher.
He retired. And he got screwed in the 2008 financial crisis and lost his house and was living on Social Security, I believe. And he just said, screw it, I'm going to go live in the last free place and build myself a place out there because now I can't get screwed again because no one could take my house away because it's unregulated land.
Yep.
And so he just moved out there by himself.
Yeah, and he was so nice and literally so welcoming, and many of the people were like that. They had different stories of why they were living there, but they were very kind and welcoming. And then you have some that like to partake in drugs and some that don't. And then you have the younger kids. There were some younger kids that were rowdy that I'm not quite sure their stories. We didn't ask. When I say younger, I mean like what, 18, 19-year-olds?
Yeah.
Maybe younger. I don't know. It's hard to tell kids' age.
Some of them, yeah, they were just out of high school probably.
Yeah, that maybe ran away from home, maybe were escaping some bad experiences from wherever they're from. I mean, I don't really know their stories, but overall, we had a great experience. Like, I'll never forget that night. Like, what do you remember about that night? Those were some of the biggest memories for me.
Yeah, it was just people that, wanted to live outside of society's bounds, but they still have their own community, it seemed like.
Yes.
Because they pretty much told me there's a party almost every night, like a gathering, not even just like a big party, at a different place. And then they have the one bar, what's it called, the Stage or something, I think.
Something like that, because there's a big
they were having prom in like a week or two. Cause
they invited us to prom.
Yeah, because some people live there full time, but a lot of people don't live there full time because it's super, super hot in the summer. So a lot of people use it as like their winter haven. Yeah. And will live out their winter months there. So it's just, a nomad community that comes together in the winter for the most part. And then there's, 100 and some, 200 people that live there full time. Yeah. That have their little places they built out there.
So that's like the thing too, is not everyone actually lives there full time. Some people are just like us, rubber tramps, who come there because they've become part of that community. And I mean, they were, in our experiences, welcoming. We left with them inviting us back and them inviting us to prom. And yeah, I mean, I don't understand where all the negativity comes from. I'm guessing these are people that have never experienced this place for themselves, or they're people that go in with disrespect or ill intentions, because like we don't have any footage from this first time,
because we didn't want to film them. We know these people are living here to like disappear and be away from society, so we're not gonna come in with our camera and be like, hey, can we film you?
Yeah, and we were just spending one night. We didn't
Yeah.
know anyone.
Yeah.
We didn't want to go into a party of 100 and some people that are mostly like local part of the community and be like, hey, here's my camera.
Yeah. So, but the
but-
second time we asked Raven.
Yeah,
And
we
we
asked
asked
him
him.
if he minded because we were making a video. And we were just filming ourselves at first, but then he came over and talked to us and we asked if he wouldn't mind being a part of the video, and he was happy to be part of the video.
Oh yeah, he loved it. He loved
and he
showing us
wanted to
around.
give us a tour of his house and his 3-step kitchen, and
Yeah.
he wanted to show us how he was living out there.
It was impressive, everything he built. But yeah, I don't know. I remember all the people talking about the whole community too, and we drove around and we could see they have a coffee shop, they have like, there's a library.
There's a library, there's an internet cafe, there's at least like one bar.
Yep.
I think there's a museum there somewhere. We haven't been to the museum.
Of course, there's the famous Salvation Mountain, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous artwork that we went, open air art installation. It's beautiful, one of the most beautiful open air art installations I've ever seen. And we saw that.
Yeah, the artist, I can't remember his name. She'll put the name somewhere.
Yeah, I'll put the name.
He worked on it for decades. He built it up, built it up, built it up. So yeah, it's like an immersive art experience that he just built out in the desert on his own.
He was actually in the movie Into the Wild.
Yeah, he played himself in the movie in Into the Wild.
I didn't know that he had passed away before we went, and I was actually hoping to meet him because he seems like such a talented, awesome dude with a cool story. But yeah, sadly he passed away before we went the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Salvation Mountain is a beautiful place, and you should definitely check out Salvation Mountain if you're going to be in the area. If you're exploring Bombay Beach, definitely check out Salvation Mountain. But also, I would say if you feel like it and you're not by yourself, you're not alone, you're with a friend or a couple friends, and you're respectful and you're a respectful person, and you're curious to see what Slab City is like, what the community and life is like there, stay the night. I mean,
don't be chicken.
Don't be chicken. I mean, yeah, like I wouldn't stay there by myself, so I'm not encouraging that. I mean, perhaps you would. It's up to you and your own discretion and your own judgment if you would. But with my friends and stuff, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't stay most places by myself at night.
To be fair.
I don't like walking the streets in a city at night because, again, a lot of places have potential for danger. Like we were just talking before this about that small town that looks so cute and quaint. It's that rural town in rural Michigan. What's it called? Parma, Michigan. Yeah. We never expected that place.
They're all jerks.
Yeah, it was a really rude place, and I felt so unsafe there. To this day, it's one of the most unsafe I ever felt at a bar, at a local small bar in a small town.
You ain't from around here.
Oh yeah. They all turned around, looked at us. They were rude. People were trying to start fights with our friends, and it was just, yeah. I don't want to get in. It's a long story, but short story is, we did not feel safe there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You're getting me off topic. I didn't feel safe there, and that is a place that you would look at and think, oh, it's idyllic. It's such a cute little town. So like, you can't judge a book by its cover. It's a what, age-worn saying, timeless saying. Don't judge a book by its cover, and that is true. I feel like you can't just judge this place based on what you think you know, or based on the kind of people you think live there, because you don't know these people, and they all have different stories. Just like in a city, everyone has a different story. I mean, yeah, I loved it, and I'm glad I went there, and I'm glad we had those experiences because we got to know so many different people and their why to living this lifestyle. And it's just kind of like us, like we live this lifestyle now. Like, I mean, maybe that's why we felt more welcome there. Maybe because we had this inherent, what's it called? Kindred spirit with them, I guess. Like, we had this inherent connection with them because we had always wanted to live a nomadic life. As a general rule,
I don't fear other humans just because there are other humans that live differently than me. Like most humans fear any other human that doesn't live the same way they do.
Yes.
Because they don't understand it.
Exactly. So that is the moral of the story. Like, don't be afraid of what you don't know. And if you're curious,
I mean, go check it out with some friends. Again, be respectful. We obviously didn't roll in with a camera and film them the first time, and the second time we asked Raven. We were already filming. Our cameras were all set up when he walked over.
Well, if you want to film, just ask them. They'll let you know if they want to be filmed or not, and don't be a jerk about it.
Yeah, but I'm glad we didn't the first night though, because like I just feel like, yeah, they were just like super welcoming. They just were like, oh yeah, you're out here, cool, and like they know, because this place has gotten more popular ever since Into the Wild. They know there are a lot of people that are just going there because it's like, oh, it's a movie location. You know what I mean? And
yeah, and some of the regular people that do live there regularly or full time, they want visitors to come see what it's like.
Yeah.
They want people to realize, oh, they're not just some crazy people that live in the desert.
Right.
They're just normal people that are living life a different way than most people, and they don't mind people coming out and visiting them. They aren't just a bunch of crazy people that left society behind.
Nope.
They like to have community and visitors and meet new people just like anyone else might.
Yeah, and like I identify it hard with a lot of them because we pretty much left society behind. We have more modern amenities like solar and all that, but
a lot of them had solar too.
That's true. That's solar, Mike. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we just said, you know, no, I don't, this isn't for me. What society deems is the right path in life or the American dream, that wasn't for us, and that's why we're living full time in our camper, and it wasn't for these people. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's different from the way most people live or were taught is the acceptable way to live. But yeah, overall they have a whole society set up there of their own accord, and they as a community help run it together and, like you said, regulate it together. There's a library, there's a cafe, there is a bar, and they all take turns having gatherings, whether that be a party or a music session, whatever it may be. They're there for each other and they help support each other, and they were very welcoming. They invited us back to go to prom. I was mad we missed prom, but yeah, I had a genuinely positive experience. And then the night ended with us stumbling back because we had, you know, a good bit to drink. Finished my bottle of wine with the help from my new drummer friend, and stumbled back to camp, had to pee, held on to that stick for dear life because I took the man's words to heart that we first met, and I had seen the wild dogs everywhere. Kept that with me as I peed, went into the tent. I slept between you and Nathan, I remember, and cuddled that stick all night long, and woke up and the sun was blazing and it was a hot morning, even though it was only, what, March? I think it was March.
It was
already
March.
Hot. Yeah, it was March, and it was already hot, and I was just like, wow, that was amazing. And we were all dirty and filthy from camping how many days and not showering because we camped the whole way. And we were heading into LA. So the first place I ever went to in California, yeah, was Slab City. And then the second place was Hollywood, where we were visiting our friend. So funny. I just feel like that's backwards. Most people don't visit Slab City as their first place.
Yeah, but
in
usually
California.
not.
But I loved it. Loved everything about it. Loved it so much that we went back with our friend from LA. We're like, oh yeah, we should stop here our first night. And we did. And it was a great experience as well. Very different experience, but both very awesome nonetheless.
Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, visit MindyOnTheMove.com, Mindy on the Move on Instagram, Mindy on the Move on TikTok, Mindy on the Move on Threads, Mindy on the Move on Facebook, Mindy on the Move on the Moon.
They get it.
Follow her anywhere. She's moving, folks. You want to follow her. You don't know where she'll go. You don't know where she'll end up. She's be moving. So you gotta follow. You gotta like, and share and subscribe. Comment. Send it to the turnpike people that keep texting you. Send them a video. Send it to your grandma. Send it to your mama. Send it to your papa.
Anyways, thank you, Doug, for that. Besides all that, stay tuned because I have a lot more adventures to share coming up, and we have some really cool things planned and in the works for full-length videos. So yeah, stay tuned, and if you're interested, subscribe so you don't miss them. Thanks, guys. And happy exploring!
Happy exploring! And yeah.
And Slab City is not that bad. I
Yeah,
loved
go.
it.
Go to Slab City. Don't be a chicken. Be a nice person. Be nice to them.
Learn how other people live. Go in
And
with
if
an
you
open
want to
mind.
get in good with the locals, and you want to go there, bring them some ice. They don't have ice. They prize ice. Ice is priceless out there. It's like
Cooler with
gold.
ice. Yeah, cooler with ice
So
and some
if you
beer.
bring them ice, they're gonna like you, especially if it's in the hot part of the season. They
Oh,
like
God,
ice down there. So bring them some ice or some cold beer, and they will like you a lot more. They'll want to talk to you. They'll want to show you shit.
Yeah.
Bring a little offering of ice, and your trip will be great.
There you have it, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Love, peace, and booty grease.
That's not the sign off.
That's my sign off.
Happy exploring, guys.
Love,
Yes.
peace, and booty grease.
Happy exploring. Get
Love,
out of here.
peace, and booty grease.
Oh my God.
Booty grease.
Ew.